a Kalashnikov tattooed on his forehead, the name of his motorcycle club in big letters along his cheek, and F the police tattooed on his neck. This man meant business in the underworld. Starting off as a small-time dealer, he worked himself up to the upper echelon of the underworld, and while being the president of a motor club, he would become involved in a shipment of unbelievable measures. However, no one could have expected it to end the way it did. This is the story of Geert F. Geert F was born in 1973 in Bordeaux, Belgium. In 2009, he was sentenced to 14 months in prison and a €1,100 fine because of extreme aggression against a cyclist, a relatively harsh sentence. However, looking at his record, the judge found this the only suitable option, as Geert already had been prosecuted several times for similar incidents and apparently did not learn anything from it. Little over a year later, after serving the majority of his sentence, Geert found himself in trouble yet again, this time for a more severe criminal act. During a raid in a warehouse, police stumbled upon an entire cannabis production facility with over 3,000 plants and over 100 kilos of cannabis. 21 people were caught red-handed harvesting and distributing the cannabis. Police also found the materials to set up growing facilities in a neighboring warehouse and knew this was part of a larger organization. Geert was immediately deemed to be the driving force behind this and was arrested, together with his girlfriend. Nevertheless, changing his ways wasn't something Geert was going to do. In fact, he actually immersed himself even deeper in the underworld by leaving the world of soft drugs behind and entering the world of hard drugs. His name would pop up in several investigations into coke smuggling from South America into the ports of Antwerp and Rotterdam. Around 2015, Geert became a member of the Bandidos Motorcycle Club. The Bandidos Motorcycle Club is a 1% outlaw motor club that was established in 1966 in Houston, Texas, and now spanned the entire globe. "We are the people your parents warned you about," is their motto, which is quite suiting as they are no regular motor club. They are notorious in Belgium, as well as the Netherlands, and can be linked to several cases of distribution of firearms, drug smuggling, kidnappings, intimidation, and hits, just to name a few. Geert's image, police record, and knowledge about the smuggling world was a valuable asset to have within this motor club. One of their leaders had an export business in Colombia that would facilitate shipments of coke to the port of Antwerp. As the years went by, Geert grew within the motor club and rose to the ranks to become the president of the club. With him at the helm, the club became even more organized. Almost like a well-oiled machine, they kept importing large quantities of coke from Costa Rica, Ecuador, and Brazil to Belgium. The shipments got bigger, bigger, and bigger, until they perhaps went too big. In 2019, a shipment of 2,800 kilos was seized. Hidden between tropical wood, the shipment was headed for a company in Marbella, where Geert's associates were ready to take out the packages of coke and move them onwards. Unfortunately for them, it never arrived and prompted further police investigation. Smuggling 2,800 kilos is never done by a small-time organization, and police decided to do some more investigation. Despite 2,800 kilos already being a massive shipment, it was nothing compared to their next shipment. It was time to go big. Geert, together with other smugglers, wanted to hit the jackpot that would bring in so much money they wouldn't even be able to spend it all. After many months of preparation, November 2020 was the time for their biggest shipment ever to touch soil in the port of Antwerp. Divided into 5 containers, a shipment of 11,500 kilos of pure coke was hidden in between old scrap metal. Yes, you've heard that right. Not 1,100 kilos, not 1,500 kilos, but 11,500 kilos of pure coke. However, it did not go how they planned it. On the 1st of October 2020, Belgian police proudly announced that they had dismantled a well-structured criminal organization that frequently shipped large quantities of coke from South America to Antwerp. This organization was led by Willy van M. Willy and Geert had worked together on shipments prior. After further research, they discovered that there was a large shipment coming in, which was partially orchestrated by Willy's organization they had just dismantled. The shipment came from Guyana and was destined for the port of Antwerp. Police decided to keep a close eye on the ship without anyone knowing. Geert and his fellow orchestrators had no idea what was about to hit them. As soon as the 5 containers touched the soil of the port of Antwerp, the containers were opened by customs. Upon opening the containers, the packages of coke kept falling out. The containers were literally stuffed to the brim. What could have been one of the largest shipments ever failed miserably, and the payday for Geert and all of those involved was gone in an instant. After finding a shipment of that size, you can bet your money on the fact that police will proceed to do further investigation into all those involved. Geert most likely was upset the shipment got seized, but he may have quickly forgotten about it, as he lived like a king in Marbella, where he owned multiple properties, driving in either his Mercedes customized by Brabus, a Porsche Carrera, or his custom-made Harley Davidson, with a combined worth of 700,000 euros. Geert always arrived in style on the Costa del Sol. He lived a lavish lifestyle, eating at the most fancy restaurants, spending thousands on shopping sprees, and having trouble choosing what luxury watch he'd wear today. Despite living in Marbella, Geert occasionally travelled back to Belgium. On the 22nd of May 2021, the police of Antwerp received a call. Someone had seen multiple men with firearms. Police briefly watched those men before they went over to action and arrested them. For a good reason, because upon further investigation, both men were indeed carrying firearms. One of the cars, a Renault Twingo, even had a secret compartment with an AK-47 hidden there with ammunition. In the other car, a Ford Focus, police found a loaded Scorpion, gloves, balaclavas, and walkie-talkies. Both men had ties to motor club No Surrender. No Surrender was a rival of Geert's club Bandidos. There has always been some form of rivalry between the two groups. What the men were about to do, and if they were specifically looking for Geert, remained unknown, as both of them would not speak on their motives. When police asked Geert whether he could be the target, he simply said, "Could be." Did the police just save Geert from being abducted, or maybe even worse? Let me know in the comments what you think. Well, as an aftermath of the seized mega shipment, police booked progress in outlining the entire operation and finding out the key role players, one of which was later deemed to be Geert. Under the codename Operation Costa, Belgian, Dutch, and Spanish police decided to work together in order to go after him and several associates. It's been said that finding Geert may not have been the hardest thing they ever had to do. With his posture, the Bandidos and Kalashnikov tattoos in his face, Geert had a hard time hiding even if he wanted to. Interestingly enough, he did not really hide. He moved between Belgium and Spain occasionally. However, he did nothing like the other criminals we have covered did. He did not start to live in a small apartment or in a different country or something. Geert lived his life freely in Spain and felt untouchable. On the 20th of October, it came to an end though. In the middle of the night, a specialized unit of the Spanish police raided Geert's home. With relative ease, they arrested an unsuspecting Geert. Officers later said that he behaved very arrogant. He refused any cooperation and remained silent, which, considering the big F the police tattoo on his neck, could be expected. Upon further investigation, police seized his 2 cars, motorcycle, 300,000 euros worth of jewelry, luxury items, and much, much more. His girlfriend, who had just left Spain, was arrested too, among several other associates of Geert. The only thing he explicitly asked for was to be extradited to Belgium as soon as possible. It's almost as if he knew he'd be better off being prosecuted according to Belgian laws than Spanish laws. Because just a year after his arrest in Spain and extradition, Geert was already allowed to leave the prison in Belgium. Although with an ankle monitor and strict rules, it was most likely better than sitting inside. Most Belgian news outlets were shocked when they heard the news, to which the prosecutor's office replied, "Geert F has indeed left the prison with an ankle monitor. The judicial investigation is finished. The court conducted a review, and later this year all the suspects will be referred to the criminal court." All in all, an interesting decision. Geert is currently suspected of being part of a criminal organization and drug smuggling. Those are not small allegations. When the exact case will take place is not known yet, as of August 2023. This was the story of Geert F. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and definitely subscribe if you have not already. It takes a second and immensely helps the channel. I hope to see you in the next one.